What's up? Welcome to Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. On a day I kind of predicted. What's up, everybody? Everybody that's here and that's going to soon join us in the chat. This is when I came on here. If y'all remember last week, let me put my mic up nice, tight, and close so y'all can really hear what I'm trying to tell y'all, and maybe this is sink in. Last week, I think we may have all seen this coming. And I came on here, and the first thing I said, we have officially seen the end of the Eagles season. And this game, in all honesty, it was embarrassing, but it didn't surprise me. Where we've been going is right on line of what happened today. And next week, when we play in the playoffs, it's not gonna be nothing different. No, don't come in here. I'm telling y'all right now. Don't be like my son. My son was like, man, suppose we do. I said, no, don't even suppose nothing.
Don't do that to yourself.
Do not even begin to think that you're going to see something different next week than what we've seen the last 6 weeks. Bro, this has been, we had 1-5 the last 6 weeks. And when we play next week, it's going to be no different. It's a fundamental breakdown of everything, and it starts at the top. It starts with coaching. The coaching has been bad, terrible. The players haven't been playing that well, but I can't necessarily. If you're in a bad scheme, you're going to get bad results. Defensive wise, offensive wise, I mean, don't get me wrong. Players could have played some better plays. Jalen could have played better today. To me, he had a solid season overall, and he ended with a terrible game. It was definitely some plays that could have been made that he didn't make. But this game, this was just a fundamental breakdown of a team that, and I'll say this, and I'll let y'all go. This season has been the biggest collapse in Eagles football history. We have never seen a team who has so much promise 10 weeks in completely fall apart like this.
Rich Coach was 6-0.
I was about to say, Rich Coach, they were 7-1 and beat San Fran, and then they completely fell off the earth.
We was 10-1, so it was a big
10-1.
And completely fell apart.
The playoffs that year.
I don't think we
went on to win the championship.
I don't think we've ever seen anything like this.
All right.
I think that Rich Coach type thing is even bigger because honestly, I don't think that we're going to doing it, but we're making it to the playoffs. It's still a chance. If whatever, I don't see it, but I do agree that I think it's something. It's something flawed with the coaching. There's definitely something flawed with the coaching.
It's the coaching. It's the quarterback.
But I do think the coaching affects the quarterback too. We've seen this quarterback play at a high level.
I'm gonna say this. Remember.
Go ahead, Ethan. Get your shout out before you then Wayne. Let's make sure everybody.
I was talking and then Ethan came in and disrupted me. But go ahead, Ethan.
Is that what happened?
Yes, it is.
everybody sees things everybody sees things their way.
I mean, I came on here right after that and I started talking about it's not necessarily the quarterback coach, but go ahead. Tim gave it. Go ahead.
Like Ephraim said, it starts at the top. But what I've been seeing, I think it was ever since I don't know if it was the Detroit game this year or last year where Jalen struggled against the Blitz. And it has never changed. It never got better. It's no reason why he's the most blitz quarterback in the NFL because he struggles against the blitz. Is that a coaching thing? Is that a Hurts thing? I don't know. I mean, I seen the same blitz against Mariota. They ran the same defense. They were still blitzing. He was picking up moving the ball against the blitz, and I don't understand what's going on with Hurts. I don't understand if he try. That's what I said. He wants 2.0. I don't know if he tries to do too much. If he doesn't just throw it to the guy and let him make the play. That's what you do on blitzes. You throw it to the receiver and let him. You don't have to make all the plays all the time. You know, so it is a terrible coaching thing. The dude Matt Patricia to me is a dope. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I see him line up to blitz. It was that third and long where Saquon Barkley got that deep ball. You line up like you show him blitz, then you back off and only rush 3. During the snap, Tyrod Taylor actually fumbled the ball. So if you was blitzing, you probably had an opportunity to make a play. But instead, you only rush 3. Nobody gets there. Barkley wide open running down the line. What is this? He's worse than Desai. And it does start at the top. It starts with Nick Sirianni. I don't know how you can bring him back next year unless he gets hits lightning in the bottle and makes a run in the playoffs, I can't see Nick Sirianni coming back here next year. I don't see it. I don't. Are you going to do it? But I don't see how you can. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead, Wayne.
No, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, stay muted, Tim.
Yeah, you muted, bro.
Yeah, you muted.
Real. Hurts did not play well. They blitzed them like crazy, but they should have a game plan. To me, I don't even think they had a game plan as far as the Giants. The Giants is one of the top 3 blitz teams in the league.
Let me ask you this real quick, Tim. You know who blitzes more than the Giants?
Come on. Everybody
you know who blitzes more than the Giants?
Can I go?
The Bucks next week.
The Giants blitz a lot, and we know that they blitz a lot. And to me, even if Jalen struggles with the blitz, there should have been some type of game plan out there where you know that y'all should practice all week, and they did. Now, keep in mind also, there was no switch. There was no AJ Brown tonight.
Bad echo.
And that's Wayne. And then there was no AJ was out, and so was Devontae. So all of the starters really didn't play as far as his go-to players. So it was a lot that was involved in the struggling tonight. So I'm irritated because the defense can't help us. Because if y'all remember back in the day, even when Donovan was his first 2, 3, 4 years, he would have drive. He would have struggled a lot during the game, but our defense always held us down. And so he made 1 or 2 good plays in the game to get us those victories. Without a good defense, we pretty much got to score on every possession. Like for example, last week against the Cardinals, we only punted twice. We scored 31 points, and we still lost the game. So it's like if Jalen struggles or he misreads, like y'all was identifying, you identified a read that he missed a hot read, there's no way for him to overcome that because the defense is always giving up points on the next possession. So when it happens, we're going to be in this position for a very long time. The defense got to tighten up. They just got to tighten up. All right, Wayne.
Unmute yourself.
Well, consider I didn't mute myself, but yeah, I'll unmute myself. I do think that this is not trying not to be a homer and to look at it objectively. I think there's a reason why a lot of teams looked at the Eagles and thought it was a little fraudulent last year. And I think that it was some flaws in there, but I think that Jalen made some great plays. It's kind of last year, Jalen kind of played like, and at times this year, kind of played like Randall. Remember when it was like no defense and Buddy Ryan had the defense and he wasn't worried about the offense. He just was waiting for Randall to make plays. And I feel like our offense was kind of like that. And after a while, you can't keep winning like that. At a certain point in time, you have to come up with better schemes. You can't push your way to a playoff win. And at some point in time, the scheme has to be better. And I agree with that. That's why I do think I agree that it's coaching. But then coaching affects the players. So all I'm saying is I know Jalen balled out last year and at times this year. For the majority of this year, he played solid. But I'm like, did the league figure him out? Like, I mean, because if he can't handle these blitzes, what you think everybody's going to do? Everybody's going to come at you. We know it's a copycat league. And if you're showing that you can't do this and coming into, and this is why I'm putting more on coaching, because coming into this year, everybody thought we upgraded and we thought our team was solid. We thought we had people in position all over this team, the best offensive line, best defensive line, all these other things, one of the top quarterbacks, and all of a sudden we couldn't do it. So, I mean, we had difference on the coordinators and stuff, but I feel like it's something that locker room fell apart at some point in time, and I don't know if it's just that they don't respect the coach or whatever else. But Jalen, you better hope Jalen is not the problem, and I'm not saying he's a problem because you just paid him a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So he better be the real deal. And I'm not putting all this on Jalen. I think it's on the coach more than anything else.
This team is in a complete free fall. I agree with Wayne. The locker room is lost. There's no confidence in nobody. Sergeant Bass, I think that was you asking about AJ Brown. I'm not sure. Did anybody get an update on AJ Brown's status?
Tim, AJ going home for the playoffs. AJ ain't playing.
You muted, Tim.
I think AJ greeting the players. He was standing up as they was entering the locker room.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a little good sign. He wasn't.
I mean, not that it matters. To be honest with you, I really don't. I'm very disheartened in how this season ended up turning out. It's so much blame to go around. I do think it needs to start with coaching. I seen Jalen make some of them throws against the Blitz that for some reason he didn't make today. That's why I was a little bit bizarre, a little frustrating, because he has made some of those hot reads, and I identified several. Somebody said he didn't. It was coaching, and he didn't have any hot reads. He actually did. On some of them blitzes, he had guys going across the middle. He just didn't make the throw. You got to stand in there in the pocket and deliver the throw. And I know when AJ got hurt, he creates the most separation out of any receiver. Yeah, you got to rifle it in a little bit more than normal because Julio Jones is not the Julio Jones of Atlanta. We know that, and that's who he was down to at some certain point. But as a quarterback, you got to throw that ball out there and let the receiver go make a play on it. Now, if you don't make a play, then all responsibility, in my opinion, all blame is off of you. But you can't stand there and take sacks like he was taking. You can't do that, bro. You got to get rid of that ball. You got to throw it to the hot read. And you got to hot route or read, and let your players do what they got to do. So that's where to me, Jalen got on my nerves a little bit today with that. I still think overall he had a solid season. It was a lot of great plays that he made to win us games. A lot of great plays that he made to keep us in games, like last week, even though our defense let us down. But this defense is terrible. I agree with Ethan, but Matt Patricia he's a fraud. I mean, he's been exposed on so many levels when it comes to just the scheming of defense and preparing for your opponent. Nah, he's not good. Brian, I'm confused with Brian Johnson. I don't want to lay the blame on his feet too much because I do think a lot of what he's doing is from Sirianni's oversight. So I don't know how much he's really running his scheme, his offense, and all that kind of stuff like that. So the jury's not out on him yet, in my opinion, because Nick did kind of say, it's his offense. But he also said that about the busted play with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Not the busted play, but the play they tried to go deep against Seattle when we only needed 13 yards for a field goal, and that pass ended up getting intercepted. So I'm not sure if he's covering for Johnson by saying that, or it actually is his offense. I'm not sure. So that's to be determined. But whatever it is, something got to change. This is terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. I got this season to me, and it was kind of like that last season too. But this season, and listen, the defense. I'm not letting the defense off the hook. The defense is horrible. Has been horrible this season.
Defense is horrible.
Defense only gave up 3 points in the second half. Offense scored nothing in the first half.
But that's after they gave up 27 points. I mean, they
man, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hear that.
That's all.
No, you know what? No, not listen. Shut up. You was quiet until I started talking. Now you want to start talking. You could have had your own talking points.
That's true.
Right. See, he hears some shade coming Jalen way, and it's like, oh, hold up.
Jalen was what I'm saying is you gonna sit there. They only gave us 3 points after they gave up 24. They put us in a hole. We wasn't scoring. Now the guys got all the momentum in the world.
We put ourselves in the hole.
I say we did.
How about games where the only gave up field goals like the first 2 possessions, but our offense did nothing. You don't say the offense put us in the hole. So all I'm saying is it's on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball stinks right now. And
in the second half you got to pass now.
Something happened to your mic, Wayne. Wayne, something happened to your mic. You sound a little lower.
That was the guys.
Yeah, that's because Tim keep muting me, throw my stuff off.
No, it's like
you get loud. When you get loud, your mic automatically sounds.
No, and it reset my stuff, and he muted me and it sent my stuff back to a default mic.
Stop muting. Another mic. If you get muted and your whole system collapses, you need another mic.
Well, you need another quarterback. How about that? You need another quarterback.
Hurts. Listen, Hurts. It looks like he's digressing. He's trying to play hero ball, trying to beat all these dudes out the blitz so he can get a pass off. Throw the pass to who is designed to go to and let him make a play. Please. You don't have to be the hero all the time. It's the same thing we talked about with the run option. You don't have to be the hero all the time. Just get rid of that ball. there's no dump out plays to the running back. Like, come on, what's going on?
We didn't run enough screens this year at all, neither. We have a screenless offense. We rarely run screens.
We run too many screens to the wide receivers, what we do.
Yes. For some reason, I'm talking about like the traditional running back screens, we very rarely run. And those are blitz killers. Those are plays that you run when your quarterback is getting blitzed to nullify that blitz a little bit. And we didn't run none of them, Jones, the whole game.
They actually did a couple of nice things with Mariota against the blitz. They rolled him away from the blitz a couple of times. You seen it coming on it was coming on the left. He rolled right, got a nice pass off the Covey. Covey might be interesting. I mean, we already got a lot of weapons in this offense, but Covey was a
the point I was trying to get to before I was interrupted by Tim was, as I was saying about last year and this year, it's a lot of times where our team, even our offense, didn't play well, and then Jalen came out and made great plays at the end, like going into basically hurry up offense type stuff. But that being said, when you're sitting down and sometimes you can't just keep winning like that off your athletic ability and you're scrambling and this, that, and the other. At some point in time, you got to play a scheme to beat teams. You can't keep beating teams like that and getting in a hole. And this is what we've been doing even this year. If we keep it a bean and don't play like homers, we know that it was a couple games where we got very fortunate that we won, like dudes dropping a pass or a penalty here and there. We got fortunate on a couple of them where we really didn't deserve to win. So all I'm saying that is, go ahead. What was you saying?
I said we miss Shane, our offensive coordinator. Somebody made the comment earlier that he is running a pretty good offense. He got Minshew balling over there and with the Colts. So we absolutely miss him. I mean, think about Jalen. I'm just thinking about Jalen last year from this year, and even the Super Bowl. Jalen played outside of the fumble. He played a masterful game in the Super Bowl. I mean, he was slinging that rock all over the place. He wasn't trying to run. He ran when he had to. He wasn't playing hero ball. He was getting the ball out when necessary. But a lot of that is your scheme and how confident you are in the scheme you running. Honestly, our offense every week looks the same. Remember the play they intercepted that Mariota got in the game and he threw the interception. He was doing that wide receiver screen again, and the ball jumped the mess out of it. The teams know what we doing. Like I think in the back of your mind, when you kind of have a feeling that defenders know what you're doing, because sometimes defenders even call it out. Watch the right, watch the tight end. They call stuff out all the time, and you as a quarterback, if somebody calling it out, you like, hold up. These boys know our playbook better than we do.
But I'm saying, so even if they call the play out, isn't it up to a quarterback to make adjustment?
Yeah, it is.
Tim waiting for his turn to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I was waiting to get back in. What I'm saying, last year, and I got this. I was actually somebody from Philly Sports Podcast. They were saying this. They was reading stats from last year. They said last year our offense was ranked 31st in pre-snap motion. This year we ranked 32nd. It's the same exact offense that we ran last year from this year. They said, but Shane Steichen this year, they said Shane Steichen and his offense in Indianapolis, he's in the top 10. He wasn't running his offense last year with the Eagles. He actually
still more creativity though. Like pre-snap motion don't mean everything, because sometimes you have a lot of post-snap motion. I hear what you're saying, but it's what I'm seeing. I'm just watching with my eyes. It's not the same offense. It's not.
Sirianni is telling you it's his offense. We know that it's his offense. What it was, Shane was good at what he did by disguising, doing things that he wanted to do, putting his own stank on it.
That's what I'm saying.
But it still was Sirianni's. He brought this offense. He sold this offense to Jeff Lurie and whatchamacallit.
Okay, so when we was winning, it was Jalen making all the calls. Jalen make all the calls. Jalen call all RPO. So when we winning, everything is Jalen. Then when we lose it, see Sirianni's offense. You just said it's the same pre-snap motion.
Wayne, there's a big difference between a last place team. We're taking them to the playoffs versus a first place.
And it's a difference. And it's a difference of coming in the next year and the team's got tape on you and know what your
they caught up to you. They caught up to you.
But if you have a last place schedule, you're going to get the worst of those.
You can't bring in the same exact thing you did last year. The NFL going to catch up to you. They caught up to Hurts.
Look at all the quarterbacks that
they caught up to Jalen Hurts. They caught up to him. The tape is out. They actually talk about with the weight when Hurts roll this way is that, when he roll this way is that, when you blitz Hurts. Why? There's no reason why. It's no coincidence Jalen Hurts is the most blitz quarterback in the league. You know why? Because he doesn't play well against the blitz.
Or you don't have somebody.
Next week, you're going to Tampa Bay in the boy. I can't think of D'Amico, not Ryans, the other black boy. I can't think of his name. He Bowles here with the Eagles. Bowles. Todd Bowles is going to blitz the mess out of Jalen Hurts, and they got dudes that can do it. So he in trouble next week. If they ain't ready next week, it's going to be worse.
All right. So you said if you're playing a last place team and who stink, a bunch of scrubs, versus this year you playing up top of everybody's division, you're not going to say that the competition is going to be better.
We lost to the Jets this year. Teams.
We lost to the Jets this year.
We beat the better ones.
Jets, Cardinals, and the Giants.
The Jets has a
top Seattle. Defense. We lost to the worst teams.
We lost to teams we should have beat, Tim. I mean, it's some truth in what Ethan's saying about Jalen against the Blitz. There's some truth in what he's saying about them catching up. Not necessarily Jalen, but I think I think Ethan and Wayne, it's y'all both hating. But I think it's some truth. I think it's some truth to the fact that they caught up to our offense. I mean, remember somebody said the clip with Christian McCaffrey sitting on his couch narrating the game with like the Manning brothers, and he straight called the play like it's a quarterback draw right here. It was like a 3rd and 8, and we called a quarterback draw, and he said the play. Like if he's an offensive player and knows this, can you imagine what the defenders know about our offense and the predictability of what we got going on? Like this isn't, huh? That's coaching. That's what I've been saying. It's Nick Sirianni's offensive coaching is terrible, bro. But at the same time, it does fall. Hurts is my man. Y'all know I've been ride or die for Hurts all year. But Hurts does. I've been showing you clips on Hurts through the polo.
Oh my God, that's Wayne.
No, this
how is it always Wayne? It didn't change. I ain't do nothing. How was it Wayne?
When you was muted, when Tim muted you,
I'm not muted this whole time. It was no echo till just now. So how's it Wayne?
It's the system. Tim, you still muted, and maybe you
keep him muted. Keep him muted, y'all.
Finish your thought.
Okay, did it go away? Because I need to get my thoughts off.
When everybody talking, let's just mute and just see if it helps.
Right. Listen, yeah, stay like this for about 5 minutes. Let me just do my thing because I need to get some stuff off my chest. I pointed out to y'all consistently throughout the year of misreads by Jalen, especially when he starts scrambling. Today I pointed out to y'all some hot reads under the blitz. He had Julio Jones going across the middle one time, and the other time I think it might have been Goddard or somebody or Quez. And I pointed both of those out to you where he could have threw it. He had a window to throw it, and he didn't throw it. Earlier in the season, I pointed out to y'all a couple times he began to scramble. He got tackled and or sacked before he got, come on, bro. Put me back where I need to be at. Thank you. Stop fooling around with the stuff while your mic is muted. Please leave the controls alone. So a couple times to y'all earlier, I showed. This is now Tim. Let me remind y'all. I don't know if y'all see. Let me remind y'all. Tim was actually complaining about how people was complaining about us talking over each other, and now he doing this little trickery with the cameras. Like this is something he was complaining about how we was bringing production quality down because we was cutting each other off, and he was adamant about it. He was so adamant about it. He was not joking. He was not laughing. But now he here doing little stuff with the boxes and all this stuff like that, bringing the quality down. So you know what? You want to bring the quality down? Then go ahead. You talk, and you can bring the quality down even more when you start talking. I'll be quiet, and I'll let you talk and bring the quality down along, and you can play around with the boxes while you talk.
Jalen Hurts is about to be our.
Let me get my point out.
Jalen Hurts is about to be our Tobias Harris. Overpaid him.
Tim is our Tobias Harris.
Apparently, I triggered you, and I apologize. You can finish your thought.
Oh, you playing with the cameras too much, bro. I'm talking. I look at myself while I talk. I don't look at you, so stop moving me around.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, like I said, I also pointed out some instances where Jalen began to scramble. He had receivers break open. All right, see.
My bad. That was the last time. Go ahead. I play too much. I play too much. I play too much. Go ahead. Play too much.
Tell how you really feel.
All right, I'm off camera.
Oh boy.
This is what it's come to.
This is the first time in NFL.
Go ahead. This is Tim. First of all, this is Tim's distraction message.
You can't tell me go ahead, then you start talking.
No, I'm just saying real quick. This is Tim trying to distract me. Like, look at the shiny object because he don't want to address the fact of what we trying to address. But go ahead, Ethan.
It says the first time a 10-1 team, a team started 10-1 and has won 12 games. You know what type of collapse this is? Something once we get knocked out next week out the first round, heads gotta roll. You have to find out the problem and roll. The first one who has to go. First one has to go is Matt Patricia. I know y'all want to blame this on the side and all that. Matt Patricia.
Both of them gotta go.
Matt Patricia been a defensive coordinator in this league for years, and you still making dumb calls like that. I don't know why he's even here. That stupid pencil by there wasn't he a Lions coach? He was New England. Get him out of here and get a real defensive coordinator in here, please. Somebody that knows what they're doing, because this is pathetic. That stupid 5-down lineman is terrible. I hate every time I see that. I hate it. It gets cooked every time. You dropping Reddick in the zone coverage, and he's getting exposed all the time. He's an edge rusher. Let the dude rush the quarterback. Let him rush the quarterback. Every now and then, very rarely dropping the coverage, but let him rush the quarterback. That's what he's paid to do. That's what he does. My goodness, get some.
I agree with a lot of that. I think Desai and Patricia needs to go. John, I agree with you, Ethan. The point that you made, John made it even more pathetic when you said a team that won 10 games or went 10-1 and didn't win 12 games, and that's with an extra game on the schedule. That's with a 17-game schedule, and we still didn't win 12 games. That's why I came on here. And what did I say from the very beginning? This is the greatest collapse in Eagles history. This may be one of the greatest collapses in football history, especially if we get bounced the first round with a team that has so much promise. I've never seen nothing like this. Like I said, I went back to the San Fran game. And I told y'all when San Fran ran 6 touchdowns on us, I've never seen the Eagles defense give up 6 straight touchdowns. And then we went to Dallas in the very next game, and we gave up 9 touchdowns in 10 possessions. I've never seen that before by Eagles defense.
Let me ask you,
in all my years.
Is it players not liking the coach, or is it just coaching? Is it a combo of both?
I think it's a combo of both. You lose trust in the coach after a while, and then when you still mute if you want to say something, but you lose trust in the coach. After you see the scheme not working, you start losing trust in the coach.
But see, to that point that you're making right there, Ephraim, I was thinking the same thing, and I'm not excusing Patricia. I'm along the lines of y'all. With this kind of collapse, heads got to roll. But my thing is, he comes in after the defense already been Swiss cheese all season, and then I think at a certain point you lose the team. You know what I'm saying? And I do think it's something to having coordinators that the team is comfortable with and everything else. But I'm going to keep going back because I think we all know the most important part of the team is the quarterback. And this quarterback was being praised for having the calm head and making all, and I've even praised him for that, like for being smart and doing things and being able to motivate people and things like that. But it seems like that's not there this year. It seems like that's not there this year. Huh?
If I'm putting blame, if I gotta like project blame on folks, it has to go to this. It has to be the scheme, and it has to start with the head coach. The scheme just don't work.
But even if something is a scheme, so you telling me there's never any open players? Like when they're blitzing, you're telling me there's nobody open. Most good quarterbacks want the other team to blitz. You know what? Like Peyton Manning was waiting for people to blitz because they knew if you blitzing, you leaving somebody open, and I'm gonna find that person to get it to him. So it's not like it's it's not like he was just out there. You could still chop up a blitz.
It wasn't like he had no shot. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 plays. I give the play that Ephraim put on the board. Okay, maybe he should have found the hot read on that one, but for the most part, they were just coming unabated to the quarterback. They were just driving in on him, just like teeing off on him.
But
that's a false narrative. Go ahead.
It's a certain amount of players. It gives you favorable matchups. You know that it's a couple times it was like it looked like a zero blitz a couple times, and then one time they had like a safety hanging out over top. You know what I mean? So it was plays to be made. Sometimes you just gotta stand in there and get that ball out of your hands. Sometimes you gotta do it. It's been a number of times that he has stayed in there and made that throw. He's made some incredible downfield throws in the pocket, getting hit. Remember, I talked about that all year last year. He had one of the best deep balls in the game, and a couple of them came while he was getting hit. Like, he was really balling early in the season. He ain't hating, but he was really balling early in the season, and this is why I made the statement. And when I made the statement, that Hurts was playing like the best quarterback in the league, nobody could really argue with him. You had people like, I still take Mahomes and this, that, and the third, and that's cool. I'm not mad at that. But he was playing so well that the argument, you could legitimately make that argument that he was the best quarterback in the league. Then somewhere throughout the season, everything fell apart. I can't even really put a definitive, this is when it happened on top of it, but it happened. It happened, and we never adjusted. He never adjusted. We as an offense never adjusted, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. We started this Giants game with the very same exact route that he's been throwing to AJ Brown all year long. A quick slant across the middle. That's the route he's been throwing to AJ Brown all year long. Like I don't even remember seeing 2 minutes. Huh?
He caught it, didn't he?
He caught it and he fumbled, but I'm just saying it's the same.
It was a legit good. It went for a first down.
You right, but I'm just saying again, it's the same thing over and over again. Like the defender was actually on top of it. That's why he stripped him as soon as he caught it. He ripped it out. Like it's not even a second thought, I think, as to where the players is going, because they know the defenders know where we going. Just like the screen. Mariota came in there, threw a screen, the ball literally, you watched, even the announcer said the defender ball never took a step backwards. Never. He was no thought in his mind that they was actually about to run a real play. He jumped the joint as soon as they hiked the ball. He was back there, grabbed the interception. This is a constant theme of our offense.
The other thing, the other adjustment teams made, in my opinion, a lot of times when we came back last year, when Jalen willed us back in certain games, it was all for him take off running and then passing certain stuff. And to Ethan's point that he's constantly been making this year about Jalen leaving the pocket early. And now teams are looking at it like, okay, this is what he's going to do. If he feels uncomfortable, this is what he's going to do. And like Ephraim said, he's shown plenty times where you see Hurts is in the pocket and the pocket is there. And if he just trusts it and plays quarterback and makes the play, he has guys open, but he has to make that play. So, I mean, is he maybe not as sharp as we thought? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say he dumb, but I'm going to say that I'm going to say maybe he is a little country bumpkinish.
Ooh.
They're not even the bad thing about when they blitz.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying not being coached up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ethan.
The bad thing about when they blitz is they're not even disguising it. They come up right into the line and saying, "We about to blitz you. What you gonna do about it?" And Jalen gets sacked. So I don't. It befuddles me when teams aren't disguising the blitz. They ain't trying to hide the blitz. All they saying is to you, "We're gonna run up to this line. We're gonna blitz your quarterback, and we're gonna see what he's gonna do." And the Eagles had no answer.
Is about to be Tim Tebow.
Y'all being disrespectful, calling the ball slow and everything in the comment section. Ain't nothing slow about the ball, Jalen.
Play with the camera while you're talking now. Now it's your turn. Play with the camera while you talk.
All right. There's nothing. There's nothing slow about the ball, Jalen. To me, it's more so the scheme, what they're running. It's just that they got to get better. And if they fired, I would recommend them firing Siranni, especially since this is offense and this is defense. I know Washington's firing their whole coaching staff. If I'm them, I would actually go after Eric Bieniemy. Bring him in. At least I know he could play design. We need to upgrade as far as play calling. You got a lot of
Eric Bieniemy in here. I agree with that.
We got a lot of weapons that could be so easy for us to score. But it's so challenging, and I think we just need a good, solid play caller. And right now, I will go with Eric Bieniemy.
I agree. There's no way you can tell me that the offense that we have, it will be a playground for any offensive mind. All the weapons that we had when they was all healthy, with Devontae, Goddard, one of the top 10 tight ends in the league, with one of the top, you had probably the best or one of the top 3 1-2 wide receiver combos in all the league. Then you got Swift, who's a top 10 back, at least playing like one. Then you got Jalen Hurts, a quarterback who's mobile, who's accurate, who's been throwing with some very good touch. At least early on in the season, he was throwing downfield with tremendous accuracy. At one point, passes over 40 yards. He led the league with passes over 40 yards, hitting cats on the dot. So it was like, to me, I agree with the sentiment that we got caught up. The league saw what we was doing. They saw ways we can expose them. Some of that was Jalen as well, not being decisive and quick as he should have been, especially against the blitz. And that's like Wayne and Ethan said, that's how you stop that. You You stop teams from blitzing you. Matter of fact, you see what whatchamacallit, Tyrod Taylor did that to us today. But as soon as we blitz them, he hit the ball coming right across the middle. They got like a 40-yard gain, and then you see the boy almost stop blitzing him for the rest of the day. Like then he started sending 3. But this is how you get ahead of that. Once you beat the blitz once, twice, 3 times, everybody gonna look at the defensive coordinator like, bro, when you gonna stop blitzing, obviously he's picking apart. Then you even scared. It makes you question all your play calls after that. And we didn't do that. Jalen didn't do that for us today. He's been hesitant lately, the last couple of weeks, to do that, and it's been killing us. It's been killing us.
Is Jalen a system quarterback? I've seen somebody mention that in the thing because. So does everything have to be optimal to work for? Like I know we can get to a Super Bowl with Jalen. I know we can win a Super Bowl with Jalen.
I mean, how many quarterbacks are? It's probably only 3 quarterbacks in the league you could say that may not be a system quarterback. Like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he could create on almost with anything. And who else?
What about Dak is a system quarterback?
Dak looked like he
finally coming around. But how many years is this for Dak? 6 years.
What's the ball from
Buffalo? But it ain't like Dak hasn't stunk
back?
Every year though. He hasn't stunk every year.
He definitely made some dumb plays in some crucial situations that cost him games. But he's playing good right now. I can't hate on Dak. They put up 35, I think, today against Washington.
We gave them the division.
I mean, the New York Jets. I'm looking at the New York Giants. They're number 4 in blitz. They blitz 48% of the time.
Who's 3-2-1?
That's what they do. Chicago Bears, Arizona, all bad teams. That's what they do. Chicago Bears, Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay, and New York Giants. They all top 4.
Yeah, most of the teams that's usually trailing and they trying to blitz out to try to get back in the game.
So it's not. So what we saw today,
I agree with this a little bit. I can't say he's done, but can't even call it. I think they did put too much offensive control into Jalen's hands. Remember when last year Jalen kept keeping the ball on the options, and we kept saying, and they almost had to make him hand the ball. They just have to call some straight run plays. Sometimes you can't. I think you gave him too much at once. You know what I mean? You got to baby feed him, a spoon feed him a little bit at a time.
How many years he been in the league?
This is 2nd year.
No, you sound like Tim now. Remember Tim said for like 3 years. Tim was
this is the 3rd year. This is only his 2nd year as a starter. Like, come on, you don't just say go handle everything, make all the calls and checks.
3rd year.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to help your quarterback out. When you see
so 3 years as a starter is not enough. 3 years as a starter is not enough to be able to decipher some of those things.
This is hold on. This is 3rd year as a starter.
His 3rd year.
This is 2nd full year as a starter.
No. The year before the Super Bowl, he started that 4th year, didn't he?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, year before the Super Bowl, he started that 4th year.
Okay.
All right, somebody look it up.
Right. And we lost to the Bucks in the playoffs that first year, didn't we?
Yeah.
So history repeating itself. History is repeating itself.
What are you saying?
2021, 2022, 2023. This was his 3rd year.
Yeah,
it's his 3rd year. 2nd year as a starter then.
No, it's his 3rd year.
His 3rd year as a starter. This is his 4th year. See, Tim, you caught up because remember you kept trying to say he only played half a season for like 3 seasons. That's why you're behind on counting how many years he's actually been in the league.
Well, bottom line, he got his team to the playoffs 3 straight years. If you want to look at, you want to do the math. That's what you want to say. 3 years.
So they went.
Won them to the Super Bowl.
So they went.
And that deep Wentz is trash. Wentz, he started his first game today. Congratulations, shout out to Carson.
Oh, I'm just saying when he was with the Eagles, I mean, you saying the same things.
Carson stinks, and you know it. Bottom line is we need to scheme better. We need a whole brand new defense.
We should have kept Flacco. Remember we had Flacco as a backup. We should have kept Flacco.
We did have Flacco as a backup. We did.
That's why we got rid of Flacco because they know he was going to come and take Jalen's job and actually do something.
But we didn't need. What did you need Flacco for? What did you need Flacco? If Jalen played all the games, Jalen played every game this season. So Flacco wouldn't have been able to do nothing.
Flacco's a leader with a pedigree with a Super Bowl under his belt that he won.
Jay Quest, I agree with that. He said when Brady went to Tampa Bay, Bruce wanted deep passes. They were losing. Then he played to Tom Brady's strength, and they won the Super Bowl with coaching. I do agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like every quarterback is a systems quarterback, except for some very special quarterbacks. They may be able to create a little bit more on the move, like a Mariota, like a Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. but for the most part, you need a system that you're comfortable in. You need familiarity with the plays that you're comfortable in. And in that process, this is the genius of an Andy Reid. You got to be able to still keep this quarterback feeling comfortable, but be creative with your offense. And this is where we don't see creativity in our offense. They kind of stick to what they think Jalen is comfortable with, but they don't mix the creativity in there. And this is where we suffering. I'm telling you, this offense lacks creativity. Like Tim said, even with the motion, like, all right, you didn't run all motion last year. Okay, that was good. You was able to work it. You might have ran some post snap motion. You might have got a little bit creative because the offense for me seemed more creative last year. But let's say it is the same offense. You don't go back to the well again. This is NFL. These boys. First of all, these coaches ain't dumb and these players ain't dumb. These boys
how they lost to you the night.
Yes, exactly my point. So now you may have to go to some more pre-snap motion. You might have to get creative now. Still playing the Jalen strength. This is the genius of an offense coordinator who's really talented. Still playing the Jalen strength, but then at the same time mixing that pre-snap motion in, mixing some wide receiver flare plays in there and all that kind of stuff like that, mixing some, the right amount of screens against the blitz and all this kind of stuff. I don't remember throwing hardly no screens this year at all with Jalen getting blitz, except wide receiver screens. Running back screens, like for real, how many running back screens we throw this year? Like, do y'all even think about that? I don't remember seeing that many.
The ones I seen kind of got blown up. We did a couple of tight ends.
Yeah, we don't really run the screen as much with them. It might be more than like rolling out on the wing.
I'm taking
2017 wins too over 2022 Jalen.
First of all,
whoa. Y'all taking 2017 wins over
MVP candidate Wentz versus MVP candidate Jalen.
I'm taking Jalen. I like Wentz. I wrote for Wentz, but I'm taking Jalen.
You smoking turds.
I'm taking.
Well, here's the.
Can't even call it. You tripping, bro? You tripping?
But Wayne is a not even an unofficial. He's an official Jalen hater. It's just like
I'm a Jalen realist. When he was
balling, who did you play for MOTC? Who did he play? He just signed back. Who did he play for today?
He just played today.
With the Rams.
He played with the 49ers. Rested all of their starters.
They had nothing to play for. It was a meaningless game.
Neither did the Giants.
Ours was a meaningless game.
No, the Giants had something to play for. The Giants were trying to beat us.
The Giants lost us the last 5 times. They
had a chip on their shoulder. But I mean, he had a back. Listen, I'm not even trying to defend this game. Yeah, even if the Giants did have nothing to play for, regardless, Hurts played bad. He stunk it up today. He didn't have a good game. But
Hurts has way more talent on this offense than Wentz did.
I'm sorry.
It was more talent on this team than it was on the one Wentz had.
So you saying there was? What you mean?
I think the players was better. What'd you say, Ethan? Ethan, you muted.
Way more talent on this team than what Wentz had.
But Wentz had better coaching.
Wentz, we was loaded that year.
Wentz had better coaching. Wentz had coaching that.
If there was so much more talent, then why did we win with a backup quarterback? That team was
I'll tell you why. The backup quarterback had one great game in the Super Bowl. Other than that, Nick Foles was not balling.
Two great games.
Quarterback.
He brought against Minnesota too.
He had a good game in Minnesota, but the defense started that game.
Yeah, great game, the Minnesota game.
It was not great.
Minnesota defense did start that game with that pick six.
The defense started. Once our defense started balling that game, then we got on the roll, and Minnesota just got caught up in the whirlwind.
Oh, so our defense is hyped because if we had that defense, we would have won the Super Bowl last year. Yeah.
If our quarterback, as long as our quarterback ain't fumble.
Yeah,
Nick Foles, come on, stop. We ain't gonna bring one play up against the defense.
We still have the lead.
Not allowing.
Wait. You gonna say we ain't gonna bring up one play? But if Wentz, not Wentz. I ain't even had Wentz on my thought until he started bringing.
Yes, you did.
If Jalen has a sorry game, but then he makes one great play, it's like Jalen willed us back. You see what Jalen did? Well, the same way. If he make one bad play that sets us back, then yeah, that's the big play.
But nothing is.
Whatever it was this year, he's a turnover machine. He's turning the ball over more than.
But the difference is he made great plays the whole Super Bowl, and the defense didn't do anything. Like the defense did maybe stop them twice, I think 2 or 3 times the whole game. They didn't stop them once the second half. So that's the difference to me. But I mean, y'all can argue with Wentz and
well, guess what? Guess what? Wentz had Wentz. Well, that year Wentz didn't go to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, but the Eagles defense wasn't great in the Super Bowl. Look what they gave up to Brady. Brady had like 500 yards. Our defense wasn't that great that year.
Wentz wasn't a quarterback either.
Our defense wasn't that great that year.
But they made it stop. They made it stop that counted.
And also,
maybe if we'd have brought Flacco in, we wouldn't have had to worry about that. We'd have had a Super Bowl quarterback.
Look at the play design by our old coach and how they did that Philly special. Though we had to do a lot of different things to win that Super Bowl.
Man, stop! Jalen built his career off a tush push or Philly brotherly shove, whatever. He gets all this props for these rushing touchdowns, and most of them are all for that, where he basically taking money out of the running backs' mouths.
And that Super Bowl, he did everything, and you know he did.
He did. He balled out. He balled out in that Super Bowl.
It's like, no, I ain't blaming it for the Super Bowl.
You are.
I mean, I don't blame him for the Super Bowl. I blame the field.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can win next week.
Me neither.
The way I don't know if I trust the quarterback down in Tampa, but they got good wide receivers. They got a nasty front seven that can get at the quarterback, blitz. They got nice linebackers. LeVar, what's his name? David. I don't say LeVar, but David, whatever his name is. They got some nice linebackers that can rush the quarterback. So next week, playing in Tampa ain't gonna be sweet. So I think they rested. I think they rested Swift because he's gonna see a boatload of work because you're gonna have to try to establish that run and try to keep your quarterback from getting up off the ground and try to keep your quarterback from having to read the blitzes.
So Sirianni is coaching for his job next week, basically.
He is.
So we don't do the run pass option no more. What happened to that?
Yeah, we don't see that a lot this year. That's true.
We won't do the what?
The RPOs. What we took that all the way out now?
We did, and that was really what. Be honest with you, that's what carried us last year. I mean, y'all.
So that's what Jalen needs. The RPOs. Jalen needs to run the RPOs to be effective.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep him healthy. I mean, now he's a big ticket.
No, they trying to make him into it. They trying to make him into a standard NFL quarterback.
Nick Foles was 23 of 30, 246 yards in that game. No touchdowns, no picks. He had
in which game?
In the Minnesota game.
Yeah,
only seven incompletions. He got us down to the field. He got us up and down the field. He moved us up and down the field that whole game.
No touchdowns. 200 something yards is not a lot of yards.
246 is a lot of yards in the NFC Championship.
That's an average amount of yards.
In the NFC Championship game.
Especially if you have no touchdowns, that's not great. That's mediocre. That's not a great. You said he had two great games. He got us down the field. He got us down in the defense got a big 6 in the game.
Right? Not a great game though. He ain't throw no TDs.
That's not a great game.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
His Super Bowl was great. His Super Bowl
was 23
and 30. That's only 7 incompletions.
Hold on, but what was the score?
No touchdown, Charlie.
That's what I'm saying. He got us down. He drove us down the red zone every time. We won the game. What's the score? I'm gonna tell you what the score is. No, hold up. You know what? My fault. I'm looking at the wrong game. That was
that ain't the right. I was about to say I ain't think he stunk.
That was the Atlanta game, and he played terrible. That was the Atlanta game.
That was the Atlanta game. Yeah,
the Atlanta game. Our defense bailed us out completely at the end. When you said that, I was like, that's worse than I thought. When you saying them stats for Minnesota, like, ain't do nothing. But all I'm saying is, though, I'm not, like I said, you can win with Jalen, but you have to put everything. Some players, you got to surround them with the right type of stuff. He's just not.
That's not true.
Why is it not true, Tim? How is that such a disservice?
You do a disservice if you don't put good. Look at Mahomes. He struggled.
I'm sorry, Tim. He was 26 of 33, 352 yards and 3 TDs. That's a great game.
No.
No, apologize because I said it was a great game. That's
not going to apologize because it wasn't. Because what I said and what I said was we wasn't doing all that in the beginning until our defense turned it up and put us in. And once that the floodgates open, that's what I said.
He had 141 quarterback rate, and that's a great game. I said he had a great game. That's a great. Nope, say it with me.
Our defense turned that game over. Our defense turned that game into it.
don't matter. I mean, the defense only made one play. He had to make the plays. NFL is a long game. Don't give me one play in the beginning. All of a sudden makes him play great. Stop. He played a great game. 26 of 33.
Those were great stats. They were
3 touchdowns and 0 picks. That's a great game.
We saw Minnesota quit that game in the second half.
It don't matter. He still threw a great game. I don't care what they did. It was a great game. Like I said. So apologize later on. But anyway, moving on.
The funny thing is, when you thought the other stats was the stats, you wasn't saying I apologize. You just was reading the stats. So now don't sit there and talk about something because you found the right stats. Apologize.
No, but from what I remember being a great game. And that's what I said. It was a great game.
But when you thought you read the other stats, you ain't apologize, did you?
We should have hired Eric Bieniemy. We hired
Eric Bieniemy. Because now the game was actually greater than I anticipated. But you apologize
until it was in your direction.
Yeah,
but you definitely need to bring it serious.
I actually think for some reason, I'm thinking with my heart that we could beat the Bucs. The Bucs, they not really great. If we somehow manage to put it together and we establish the run, we can beat the Bucs. But it starts with
we don't need to establish the run. We got the best quarterback in the league, so we can go ahead and pass.
I'm telling
on
you
them
what we need to do to win, to beat the Bucs.
Yeah, we got the best quarterback in the league. We don't need to do that.
Thank you for that correction. Can't even call it. I give Jalen his props when necessary, but then I criticize when necessary as well. And that's one thing that I pointed out throughout the season with some of the plays that I felt he could make, especially Jalen. It irritates me when a quarterback is mobile like Jalen and you don't use that to your advantage in your passing, not just for running. You don't use it when you fake the run and you get right to the line of scrimmage. As soon as you start coming up, then the defenders start leaving a man, and that leaves tight ends wide open. That leaves wide receivers wide open. That leaves running backs wide open. That's what Patrick Mahomes does consistently. Lamar Jackson been doing that this year. That's why I had to give Lamar Jackson his props. Y'all remember we first started this podcast, I was very critical of Lamar because I thought his accuracy was suspect, and it was at the time. He worked on his game. Lamar Jackson is now, in my opinion, the MVP of the league. And
Lamar Jackson has played 2 years like that. It wasn't just one fluke year.
But maybe Jalen still got his knee. Maybe
who said that? I didn't say that. I just said earlier.
No, I mean, I ain't talking about you.
Maybe Jalen, what? If his knee hurt and stop trying to run and throw the ball.
You don't be trying to run. That's the problem.
You
the same person that said if Embiid knees hurting, then don't play. If Jalen is hurt, once he gets on the field, I don't want to hear none of that injured stuff. The same way y'all said about Bede.
Mahomes has been average this year, but we all know Mahomes probably has the worst receivers total worst receiver core in the NFL. Yes. So it's nothing. I don't think it's nothing nobody could say to really discredit what Patrick Mahomes has done so far in his career. And we all know that this offense he playing with this year, it's a struggle, bro. It's a struggle. But all that being said,
we benefited from it.
Mahomes still the best. In my opinion, he's still the best overall quarterback. But right now, Lamar is playing the best quarterback right now, and I would have to give MVP to Lamar. And I think Baltimore gonna be in the Super Bowl.
I still think.
Can I hit y'all with a little bit of stats for this week? The team with the most drop passes this year was the Chiefs.
I couldn't believe that.
And the Cowboys is third.
That's surprising. I didn't know.
The Eagles is all the way down at the bottom of drop passes.
You didn't have it.
Eagles had 18 drop passes. The Chiefs had 40.
The defense killed us this year.
You know when 16 of them drops happened? In the last 6 weeks. He was rolling all year. In the last 6 weeks, everybody got drop happy. We probably had 16 of 18 drops. I guarantee you, I can almost promise you, you went from week 12, week 11, 12 till now, we probably won the top team to drop. I can almost guarantee you.
Hey, Starscream, Jalen has done more in the playoffs than Lamar, but Jalen is also Lamar. If we talking about whack receiving course, what receivers has Lamar had? Even in a year when he was in the MVP runnings, when he won MVP, he didn't have receivers. So
Josh Allen's a turnover machine. You talking about turnover machine? He leads the league in turnovers the past 4 years.
No, this year Jalen got more than him, though. I think.
I said let me combined 4 years, he leads all
combined. All right. Well, maybe he learned his lesson. Maybe he progressed and Jalen regressed.
See, MOT, stop.
Wait,
go ahead.
No, MOC. Lamar,
the cameraman. Tell the cameraman you gotta chill for a minute.
Lamar do have receivers this year. I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying before Lamar didn't have.
No, he don't. He has a receiver. OBJ,
Flowers.
OBJ.
Flowers is nice.
Flowers is nice.
I said he has a receiver. Zay Flowers is the receiver he has. OBJ is a shell of himself. He's solid, good at best. He's not great,
and he probably still better than who they had before.
Oh yeah, he is. I'm just saying he still don't got no banging receiving core like that. OBJ is like Julio Jones for us right now. He like a bull who decent, but he ain't. If Zay went down, OBJ ain't taking over as no number one. Come on, man. What are you talking about? Flowers is who they have. That's who they have.
They got Nelson Aguilar. Because Tim told me Nelson Aguilar was great. He was great for Wentz, right? Nelson Aguilar. They got Nelson.
Nelson had a great year, and then he was suspect after that. Look at his stats. That was Nelson's best year. That 2017 year, that was Nelson's best year. After that, he fell off the map.
I don't know. Can I live? Is Josh Allen better than Hurts this year? Is Josh Allen better than Hurts this year?
No. Josh Allen.
They actually play for the division tonight. They about to play Miami. That might be a good game.
Well, wait. Hold up. Let me do this. Let me ask. What's the Bills' record? Because that's what I was being told the last few weeks when we were still having the argument. Well, Jalen got more wins than them. What's the Bills'
record?
The
same record as us.
Scream. I don't believe. Listen, bro. Did you watch Josh Allen throw games away this year? Buffalo fans is just as mad as Josh Allen that we mad at Jalen Hurts. I'm telling y'all right now, they don't fully believe it. People crap me up. It's like what Wayne always talk about with Tobias. Y'all boys always see these other bulls and get so gushy and gassed up like they so great. If you was a Buffalo fan, I'm telling you right now, you have a serious problem with the way Josh Allen be closing games out and throwing dumb passes and interceptions and turning the ball over and all this other stuff like that. Stop with the nonsense. Y'all don't even watch him every week. I pay attention to Josh Allen. I've been paying attention to him lately because boys been hating on Hurts so much. I'm like, let me see what this bull really is. And he cool, but he not that bull like that. He nice, but he ain't him. He not better than Lamar. He not better than Patrick Mahomes. He not even better than Dak Prescott. I'm taking Dak Prescott over him. I'm taking Tua over him.
I mean, he and Jalen Hurts are around the same. And
Mahomes over him.
Their stats are about the same this year.
Who's?
How many Josh Allen and Hurts
and Jalen? I know, and he not told everybody acting like he's some next level.
I'm just saying,
with a nice arm. Everybody get gassed up by white with a nice arm.
I'm just saying when I said that it was like a toss up between them at the two position and
at the time it wasn't. He's been playing
Jalen got nothing to get gassed up about. That's why he has to be smart in his dudes. He has to be able to read the blitz. Read the blitz.
Yeah, you should get pause there. Y'all, that's what y'all doing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all need to pause yourself because y'all over here glazing the bull like he the second coming or something like that. He's not that nice. He's been in the league for like 6 years. And this is 6th year. Jalen got 3-4 years in his belt. This boy still doing bonehead plays like he a second-year starter. Like, stop the chat.
Maybe it's time we say Hurts ain't that nice either.
Y'all boys is out of pocket.
Maybe it's time we say Hurts ain't that nice either, though.
He only 3 years in, and Hurts had some great plays. You went to the point where you was on here. You cracks me up. You a flip flop dude. You worse than a flip coin. You flip flop so fast. At one point, yeah, Ethan Wright, the bull, let's go back to the league. Now sudden you off the bandwagon off, and all of a sudden because he had one bad game. He actually had
it wasn't over one game. We won in 5.
Yeah, and the defense.
Hey, Mr. Wing. Hey, Mr. Wing. I might.
Yo, calm down. Don't. It's too soon. It's just one game. It's just 2 games. It's just 3 games. When do you say, you know what? Enough. If you keep.
What games you talking about then?
All the ones we lost.
Exactly my point. That proves my point. Because last week Jalen had 118 quarterback rate and we put up 24 points on offense and we couldn't stop the defense to save our life. There's nowhere in the world you could tell me you could put that game on Jalen. Then the Seattle game.
Okay, which one?
I mean, come on. First of all, you got and keep in consideration too, we had at least 8 to 10 rain games this year. That stifles your passing. I think we had more bad weather games than anybody in the NFL.
What happened? Rain does what?
It stifles your passing. Because the ball gets slippery and slips out of people's hands.
So when I was saying I like my quarterback that had a
Jalen Hurts
stronger arm
got
for when
he got a baby hand.
No, that
I
means
like my quarterback that had a stronger arm for those type situations.
No, that don't make. See, you're not listening. You just jumping because you hyped. You hear something. I'm not talking about. I'm not even talking about he couldn't cut the rain. The rain makes the ball slippery, so you don't even. You don't pass that. You don't pass that much in the rain. Because the rain makes the ball wet, so you don't even pass the ball much because you don't even risk balls bouncing around, people fumbling like they did in Seattle, the drop passes like they did in Seattle, and all that kind of stuff. Remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here come Wayne. I know John. He cracked me up. Wayne always. Oh, yeah,
I'm just wondering. I'm just running a 40 passer rating, and we talking about we blaming the people for dropping passes, but he had a 40 passer rating.
Yes, they dropped passes and they fumbled and all that kind of stuff. It was trash. It was unbelievable.
And he threw 2 interceptions. Well, the defense ain't dropped passes because they caught 2 of them.
Yeah.
And why is Hurts just throwing the ball?
Remember when them interceptions was a bounce? Remember the interception? That's the one that didn't have bounce off of AJ Brown hands or something like that. That interception cost, was that an interception? It bounced Jalen AJ Brown for some reason. He don't.
It's a violin. It's a violin.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, can I live? The fact of the matter is, if you play that many rain games, it's going to stifle your passing. I've never seen, again, this is a historic year. I've never seen us play this many bad weather games. It rained almost every single
It's funny.
Sunday.
You know where they got a lot of bad weather at? Buffalo. But yet we don't get that same excuse to Josh Allen.
Rain is different, but I'd rather play in snow than rain. You play football, you know you'd rather play in snow than rain if you're a receiver. If you got to catch the ball, you'd rather
play in whatever weather. It don't matter unless it's hot. I don't play in too heat. It's too hot. I ain't playing. I ain't doing no pickle juice games.
Yo, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Listen, hot too. When it's too hot, that could be considered bad weather too. You know what I'm saying? So this is all I'm saying. We had a lot of stuff go against us this year, and everybody's trying to nitpick the quarterback, and justly so, because the quarterback is the most important position in football. So I'm not mad at that. But if we go and nitpick, let's do some honest assessment about what happened. Let's do some honest. Be quick to call out when we look at Chiefs drops in the receiving core and Lamar receiving core. And I remember before when I was talking about Josh Allen, somebody, well, his receiving core ain't really nice. All he got is Stephon Diggs and all this stuff like that. We quick to give all these other boys passes, except when it comes to Jalen, then we want to do all this over nitpicking about stuff that's sometimes out of his control. Because what we say before, all I say as a quarterback, get the ball out your hands and throw it. When you take sacks, I get mad. If you get the to throw it and Bulls drop it and Bulls fumbling, then how is that on the quarterbacks? You should be saying, okay, now we need to address the wide receivers. Now we need to address that, not the quarterback. Y'all boys got your energy and your direction in the wrong place. That's all I'm saying.
All right, you know what? You're right. Let's get rid of AJ and let's bring in who we got out there. Bring Aguilar back. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Bring Aguilar. You know what I'm
saying? Okay. So you want to play that game?
All right, y'all. I made a vote for y'all because y'all talk too much. I give y'all 10 minutes. Can I say what I had a question to ask you? Exactly. My question to Ethan. Was it worth it for the Eagles to play the starters today, knowing that AJ got hurt, knowing that everybody got hurt today? Jalen he dislocated his finger. Was it worth it to start it? Or just knowing that you're going to be the 5th seed?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why. Because your team been playing so bad, you want to get some rhythm. You want to get a little rhythm. You want to get a little rhythm going into the playoffs. And you have zero rhythm. Going to the playoffs with zero rhythm is very bad.
Here's the thing, though. Last week they scored. The offense was fine last week. They scored 31 points. They scored again.
No, we did not. Stop saying that. We scored 24 points. The defense scored a touchdown.
Okay, but they scored. They only punted twice last week.
I know they did good.
How many times did Hurts turn the ball over? Did Hurts turn the ball over last week?
No. It was just the Hail Mary.
No, he didn't turn the ball over in no meaningful plays.
So that's what I'm saying.
Listen, who the politicians now? Who the politicians now?
I just think it would have been better if we just said it.
Yo, chill, Wayne. Let me cook. let me do my thing. Chill. Go ahead, Tim. What you think of screen, man? You want to play button, man? You want to play with the screens and play Tetris and Jenga with the screens? Go ahead. What you guys say now? That you got to play out your system.
What I want to say is, first of all, you're a little bit rude. You're a little rude today, and I don't appreciate that.
No, you were playing too much. Go ahead.
It's like no. In all seriousness, we could have had an unofficial bye week this week. It could have been an unofficial. Everybody would have been rested. We knew it was going to be in a road, but we would have just had to been the road warriors. To me, to have a rested. It looks like the defensive line is wearing down. Fletcher Cox didn't play. I would have rested Jordan Davis, rested the young boy Jalen Carter, rested everybody on the D line, offensive line, everybody fresh. We gonna make a Super Bowl run as the road warriors. That's what we should have done.
But this is another thing I don't get. If you know you playing the Giants, it really don't count. You know, see what the Giants was doing? Just blitzing. Just blitz. Just blitz. Man up. See what your rookies can do in coverage, on man coverage, and blitz. You sitting there playing scared like you don't want to get beat over the top. Who cares?
I agree with you, Ethan. Hey, Tim, I agree with Ethan. You had to play this game, bro. You could not have gone into the playoffs playing the way we was playing. And now this shows you that you couldn't have did that. Because we going either way first of all, either way we lose. The best thing you could have done for this team was try to play this game and win. If you set them and in regards to what happened, if you never gain momentum going to the playoffs, we lose. If you play them and you do play better and you win, that gives you momentum going into whoever we face. So now that we lost, we still gonna lose. And if we didn't play, we definitely still would have lost. So the best chance we had was to play to win this game. And now that we didn't, it really shows you who we are. I see your true colors.
I think Jalen need to grow some facial hair. Jalen need to grow like a Kelsey beard or something like that.
Don't he got a goatee or something? What, he got how many hoops Jalen got there? He got
maybe that's
he got gauges of hoops.
That hoop earring should have told me a lot about him. I still gave him a lot of passes, but that joint kind of irritated me when I saw it up close. Because the more up close I saw, the more irritated I became. But I'm not mad at his level of self-expression. Sometimes I know that's, this younger generation. But the hoop earring never really suited me well when it came to a man wearing a hoop earring. It gave a little zesty energy to me when I seen a hoop earring.
That hurts. Tim, jump in anytime, Tim.
Just saying, I don't like a hoop earring.
It is a little suspect how much Tim likes him. So I don't know. We talk about
first of all,
Tim loving zesty.
Come on here with a hoop earring. Tim, get your hoop earring. Tim will come here with a hoop earring next week.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not looking at a man that much. I didn't even know he wore hoop earrings. I'm not looking at a guy like that.
I got to look at my quarterback to determine what's going on.
It was a big hoop. It was like this big.
It was too big.
But was it in his nose?
No, that would have really been.
He does that.
All right, we're wrapping this thing up. It was a bad effort. I can't even say it was a good effort. Bad effort. We lost. Next week. What's y'all predictions before we leave?
We're gonna win. I'm an Eagles fan.
Starscream. See, that's the problem. One person who's an outlier, they wear a hoop earring like Jordan, and everybody think they could wear a hoop earring and still succeed. It's like he was a one-off. That ain't happening for everybody when you put that hoop earring in your ear. Jordan was just good enough to wear a hoop earring and be successful. That hoop zestiness take away from your energy, your mojo, your machismo a little bit. Think of draining machismo some. Gotta get rid of that hoop, Jalen.
Draymond Green back.
Yeah. He
back. What'd you say?
How do you see us next week?
I don't know, bro. I still feel like we got I feel like we got better talent, but I don't know. The way we in this, the way we right now.
Thank you.
We in this toilet bowl swirling around. See this, Brown? See this? This what we looking like in the toilet bowl, doing like this. That's what we look like.
Yeah, I have no trust in this team, none whatsoever. I don't care who we play. I think it's Tampa. Is it Tampa we playing?
Yeah.
Yes, Tampa.
I don't have no trust in this team at all. No.
I got the Eagles 27-10. No.
Okay.
No.
So now you think our defense?
That's what I'm saying. Let me take that back. I think it's 27-24 Eagles.
28-13.
If we going to win, it's going to be 37-35 or some crazy stuff like that.
28-13. We got Slay back.
Is Smitty coming back?
Slay be back.
Smitty be back.
Yeah, Slay be back. Smitty be back. AJ be back.
I agree.
AJ was at the locker.
Is our defensive coordinator from last year going to be back? Is our offensive coordinator from last year going to be back?
They're going to do some things on the day. Watch.
You know the sad part is what's the name? Our center going to retire after this year. He's going to be so frustrated after this year. Kelsey going to retire, and then we really going to suck.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification.
Lane might retire too.
Wednesday.
Hurts might retire too.
Golden State about to come on. Maybe I'll watch them pull out a victory tonight. It would save my Sunday.
All right,